the computer. So this is what I need you to understand. So can I show your test on screen?
Yeah, sure.
So when I look at this and I see you say, "Oh my God, I did so bad." What you got to remember is you want a little bit more than 50%. Well, half of 44 is 22. So you need to get 22 right. You got 15. I showed you 5 or 6 problems that you probably made small mistakes that you can fix, right?
Okay.
But then you right there. See, see, your mind is telling you school grades 90 excellent, 80 B, 70 is average.
Yes,
Well, the pass to
yes.
GED is 55%. That's what we aiming for. But you got to have, so for example, let me look at this problem right here. This is a this is not a difficult problem, but I'm gonna
Right.
show you where you made your mistake. Okay. So
I
first, um,
now.
who just said that? Somebody said, I can't see.
I
Why
know
can't
I made my mistake now.
can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Why can I
Yeah.
see the people in the class? Usually I can see. This new Zoom is just confusing me. So I'm just going. I'm sorry. I can't see as you come in. So all I'm gonna say is welcome. If you have any questions, um, I don't know why. Hold on for 1 second. Let me just.
Can you see me, Mr. Tinsley?
I can't see anybody. Period.
Really?
I
Mhm.
can't see anybody, and I don't know why. So hold on. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Now I see Javette, Linnell, and okay,
No.
see now I see. So now let me share my screen. And why does this disappear now? So usually this didn't disappear in the past. It would just see it did it again. Okay, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. So when we look at this problem here, this is distributed property. Okay, this is one of the important concepts of algebra that you need to know, right? So let's look at this first. So this is where I'm gonna show you right away where you can find out what you need to do. So first of all, distributive means I'm gonna multiply this 12 by everything in the parentheses, so I get 12a. You understand that?
Yes, now I do, but I know didn't do that first. That was
12
my problem.
times b is 12b. You're gonna do the same thing. Plus 4 times 2a is 8a. Plus 4 times a minus b. So I'm told about sign numbers. You don't really positive, negative. This simple rules. Distributive property tells me I'm multiplying. So we know if they have different signs, the answer is going to be negative. So this is negative 4b. Okay. Again, a negative times a positive, negative 6a. Negative 6 times 2b, negative 12b. You should see the pattern. The variables come along with the coefficients that you multiplying, right? So now, the second thing, so this is why I like this problem. The first thing you had to do was do the distributive property. That's a very important property in algebra. The second thing you had to do is you got to combine like terms.
Right.
So, what you should see right away is how to combine like terms. So, first of all, I got to find the like terms.
Right.
Anything with the same variable. So,
Mhm.
12a,
Mhm.
8a,
Uh-huh.
minus 6a are all like terms.
Right.
Now, look at the mistake you made. I'm going to show you what you did. What's 12 plus 8?
20.
20. So we got 20a, and then we still got this minus 6a.
Minus
What
6.
you did was you added them. That's how you got the 26a. That's why I put that multiple choice A there, because I wanted to see if you understood multiplying sign numbers. This is negative. So right away, you know it's 14a. So because you know it's 14a now, you know it's not A, you know it's not D. So now, even if that's the only thing that you knew, you still have a 50-50 chance to get this right. So now we go to, again, like terms. We got 12b minus 4b minus 12b, which you should recognize right away. You don't have to do 12 minus 4 minus 12. What you should see is plus 12 and minus 12b cancel each other out.
Right. Yep.
Only thing I got left is
It's
minus
minus
4b.
2. Right. Okay.
So the mistake that you made is that you just added instead of subtracting. So what happens is you're beating yourself up. That's a simple mistake. So what you do is you do that problem again and again, and you make sure you get that right. So what I did here is in text, I'll show you how to do it, but then I have a small video that also shows you how to do it. So this is the advantage of taking the GED with feedback because I'm showing you how to do the problem. So
Right.
then if you wanted to, you could go and the same way I just did that right now, I'm explaining it to you in the video.
Yes, I
Got
did do that. So I definitely kept going back to the video to play the video you had. It made a big difference and help. It does. It really helps.
now watch this. Let's look at this problem. The temperature when Janet woke up this morning was -5 degrees. By lunchtime, it had warmed up and the thermometer read 18 degrees. How many degrees warmer was it at lunchtime than when she had woken up? So, first thing, how much warmer? So that means the tip. So if you talk about warmer, let's just think common sense. If I go
Right.
from 50 to 70, right, it's warmer. So that means I need to be going up. How
Right.
come my answer be negative? It can't be warmer by -13 degrees.
True.
So right
True.
away, you know that's not the answer. But this is what people do. They say, oh my God, 18 and 15. Oh, 18 minus 5 is 13. Or,
I
or,
have a
or,
question.
or five, hold on. Or -5 minus 18 is, or minus 18 plus 5 is -13. The common sense way. Remember, one of the most important things I need you to understand. Draw a diagram, right? If I started at -15 to -5 degrees and I got to go up to 18, right? How much did it get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 23. So I went up 23 degrees. So I had to go up 5 to get back to 0. And from 0 to 18 is 18. This is an absolute value problem. Because what you need to do is, first of all, what does absolute value mean? The distance away from 0. So the absolute value of -5 is 5. The absolute value of 18 is 18. How much did it change? 5 plus 18, 23. This is the type of problem you can expect to see when they talk about absolute value. Now, what was your question?
Oh, to ask you if it was absolute value, but you just said it.
Yes. So they don't tell you this is an absolute value problem.
Yeah.
But you have to understand the distance between two numbers on a number line use absolute value. Okay? Now, let's go to this next problem. You got that wrong, right? First of all, when you read this, the average width of a human hair is 8 times 10 to the -4 meters. What would be the width in meters of 20 average hairs lined up in a row? How am I supposed to know? I can't even envision what 8 times 10 to the -4 is. That's not what we're trying to do. What you need to, let's make this easy. Watch this. And this is how you got to look at the word problems. You can't let them intimidate you. This is what you got to do. Say this was 8, not 8 times 10 to the -4. So the average width of a human hair is 8 meters. Now, of course, it's of course 8 meters. Your hair is not 24 feet long. But just say for our purposes, the average width of a hair is 8 meters. What would be the width in meters of 20 average hairs? Okay, so one hair is 8, second hair is 8, the third hair is 8. So I got to go all the way up to 20. So if I'm adding the same number multiple times, what is that called? Multiplication. So now what you're doing is, I know I have to multiply. So now I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to let the calculator do all the hard work. But you have to understand that this is a multiplication problem. What happens is people sitting here trying to change it to a decimal and then multiplying and moving the decimal. You don't have to do all that work. What you have to recognize is this is a, let me clear the calculator first, that this is a multiplication problem. You can put this 8 times 10 to the -4 times 20.
That's what I did wrong. I'm
Now,
like, what? Okay.
well, 0.016 is
Oh,
not here. I'm going to
yeah.
use my calculator. Second in mode, and listen, I can put it on SCI, hit enter. Watch this. It does it for me. 1.6 times 10 to the negative 2. You don't have to do any work. This is why I'm telling you, I love my math course. I love you coming in on Monday. Let me tell you something. Learning to use this calculator is going to make your job so much easier. I don't know anybody that I've helped pass the GED exam who ever found the lengths of 20 average hairs. I don't know nobody ever did a problem like that. Ever. We're not in the lab somewhere. But all you have to do, don't let the word problem intimidate you. So this is why I changed this. I didn't look at it as 8 times 10 to the negative 4th. I looked at it as 8. Because then it makes more sense. Now, if I know the average hair is 8, and I got 20 of them right in a row, that tells me I need to multiply. Now, I could add 20 times, but we know what multiplication is. Multiplication is adding multiple times. So if I got 2.1 times 4, that's the same as 2.1 plus 2.1 plus 2.1 plus 2.1. That's what multiplication is. So once you know that, I know I'm multiplying. This is the actual number, and I'm multiplying that by 20. Now, when I'm using the calculator, this becomes an easy problem. Got me? So what you're doing is you're beating yourself up for what you have wrong. That's not what I want you doing. What I want you doing is saying, okay, this is my first school. Because to me, this would have been my opinion. I don't remember what you said you got the first time. It was a low school, right? I think you
Yes.
said 3. You said 3,
Six.
right?
Six.
6, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You went from 6 to 15, right? So that's 2.5 times. That's 250% better. If you do that again, wait, say you got 100%. Say you got 50% more. Say next time you took it again, you got 22. You take it again, now you got 30. Now you're taking it again, you're walking yourself through each problem. Now you're getting a better conceptual understanding of each problem. So I don't want you beating yourself up of the score. What you should be happy, what you should be joyful about is that you improved that much in one sitting. Because next time you take this exam, it ain't going to be a 15. It's probably going to be a 22. 22 is half of 44. I need a 55% to pass the GED. I'm almost there. Got me?
Yes. Taking these practice tests, it helps me in understanding like with your feedback that you have. It
Mm-hmm.
gives me understanding for each concept. So me practicing those concepts definitely will help me.
Exactly. And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to focus on. And that's what I need you to understand. Listen, at every point, you have to give yourself credit. Don't beat yourself up. Your mind is very powerful. This problem, listen, key thing you did here. This is this is an easy fix. You got it wrong, but this is an easy fix. It's asking for the perimeter. You gave
Yeah.
me the what? The area. So now what you do is, because a young lady I just sent the formula sheet off to somebody. So let me open it up real quick. So this is what you do when you see this problem. Remember I told you, with every problem, you identify the givens, ask what they want. Tony's building a border around.
Right.
That's the key perimeter. Distance around
Outside.
is perimeter. You're talking about a rectangle. I draw my rectangle. The patio is 14 feet long, 14 by 12. What do I know about a rectangle? Opposite sides are equal. This is 14, this is 12. I need to add all of them up. 14 plus 12 plus 14 plus 12. 26 plus 26 is 52. Or you can plug them in to the formula. 2 times 14 plus 2 times 12. 28 plus 24, 52. Easy problem. You figured out the area. So what I'm trying to explain to you is, even though you got that 15, those 5 questions that you just got wrong, if you get them right, you right at 20. Half of 44 is 22. You almost at passing range.
Yeah.
Got me?
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Let me go back to so again, I had a lot of questions this week about functions, about Punnett squares, about ordered pairs. I had a bunch of questions, but since you're the people here tonight, what questions do you have? What is something that you need some clarity on that you want me to go over? And I'm sorry I can't see you at all. I can't see anything, and I hate it.
Can you do that? This?
This right here, what you have on screen?
Yes.
Oh, oh, nice. So what do you want to do? You want to find the slope of each line?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna use this one right, number 4. So the first thing I would tell you is, when you look at a graph, you should know if the slope is positive or negative. So let me ask you that question first. Is the slope of this line positive or negative?
Negative?
Okay. Anybody else?
Negative.
How do you know it's negative?
Because it's like going down, right?
What direction is it going down?
It's going down like to the left.
Right, to the left or to the right? To the left is going up.
From the left to the right.
From left to right. So from left to right is going down. That's how you determine whether your slope is positive or negative. That is easy. From left to right, what direction is my line going? So let me save this for a second. Let me clear this out and let me make this smaller again. So what I want you to tell me real quick is, number 1, is that positive or negative?
That's a positive.
Positive. Anybody else? Everybody agree with that? Number 2,
Yeah.
positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Everybody agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So number 3 is positive. Number 4 is negative. You should be able to understand right away when you see a line whether it's positive or negative. That's easy. Okay, so let's go back to number 4. So we know this is negative slope. So if we have multiple choice in the GED, any positive slope, any answers that's positive, we get rid of. Everybody understand that?
Gotcha.
Now, my second question, how do you find the slope from a graph? Now, we found the slope from 2 points. So I could count and figure out and say, okay, what are these points? And I could do y2 minus y1. Why am I going to make this difficult? What is the easiest way to find the slope of a line that's a graph line? Anybody know?
First find the y-intercept.
You know, that's to find the equation of the line. To find the slope from a graph, I need you to understand this.
Oh, rise over run.
Rise over run.
Right.
Again, how I teach my class is I start everything from the left. Now, do you have to do everything from the left? No, you don't. But the reason why I do left, because I want consistency. So you can look at it the same way every time. So if I start with my leftmost point, which is right here, rise is what direction?
Down.
Or what? Rise. When you rise, what direction do you go?
Going up.
You're going up. So rise is going up, right? But if my rise is negative, I'm going
down.
So what you realize is, when you see this formula, M is the variable for slope. Slope equal rise over run. So my rise tells me, it gives me direction. It's telling me what to do. I'm going up or down first. So now, I'm going down and I'm stopping when I get to that point. So I went down 1, so that's minus 1. Everybody understand that?
Right.
My run is left or right. Now, to get to that point, I'm going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 4. So my slope is negative 1/4. That easy. They didn't ask you for the equation of line. So you got to identify what they're asking. If they just want the slope, I'm done. Rise over run. Minus 1/4. I'm done. Negative 1/4. Now, if I had these answers, oops, not A, B. A is 1/4. B is 4. C is -1/4. D is -4. Why did I put 4 and -4? This is what the GED or high set is going to do. They want to see if you went rise over run. If you went the opposite way and did run over rise, you can get 4 over -1.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to realize that, first of all, my slope is negative. I know it can't be B. I know it can't be A. So now I got -1/4. So what you got to recognize is that when you do this, okay, I'm only going down 1. My rise is up or down. Think of it. Rise. When I rise in the morning, I get up. So rise is up. But if my rise is negative, I'm going down. This is an easy problem, -1/4. But this is not how the GED is going to give it to you. What the GED is, they're going to give you an equation. And they're going to say, for example, let me give you an example what the GED is going to do. They're going to do this. I'm going to show you exactly what they're going to do. Oh, I hate that one. Oh, I hate that one too. Oh, hold on, let me find another one. Let me find a worksheet. I hate the vertical line and horizontal line. So what you should know is a horizontal line, the slope is 0. A vertical line, the slope is undefined. That's the reason why they have those, because they want you to understand that a horizontal line, the slope is 0, vertical line is undefined. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just make my own graph. I'm just gonna make my own line. So I'm gonna make my own line right here. Again, I'm a math person. Understand? I can make it anything I want, anytime I want. Bang. Let's do. Let's see. I think that's good right there. Let's see if I can draw a line here. See if I can get it perfect. If not, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Nope, this is not good. All right, I'm just gonna make. I'll do it like this. Nope, can't do it that way. It's a little off. All right, I'm just gonna use the one I have here. Hold on. It's not going the way I wanted it to. Okay, let me find one. Hold on. I'll find one. Give me a couple seconds. Hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I could go to my course real quick, but I probably should have did it that way. Let's see. Can I close my course up? Let's see. Because I got a bunch of them, but we'll just grab one. Okay. This says the answers. Oh, here we go, right here. And again, I just grabbed this online, but most of the stuff you can probably find right in my course. Okay. So, A, is a slope positive or negative?
It's a negative.
Negative.
Negative. B, the slope positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. C, is the slope positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Okay. So that's the first thing I want you to understand. For A, what is the y-intercept for A?
Um,
What is the y-intercept for A? What does the y-intercept mean? Can anybody answer that question?
I can't remember. Oh gosh. God.
What is the y-intercept?
Oh my God.
Break the word down. What does intercept mean? To what?
Is where the line meets or
Well, where it crosses. Okay.
where it
So
crosses
what do you think y-intercept mean? Where it crosses what?
on the X? Oh, where it crosses on, I don't know, the line? I don't know.
So let me say it slowly for you.
Okay.
Y-intercept. So we said intercept is cross. What do you think y-intercept means? Just throw anything out there. It doesn't matter. If you're right, you're wrong, it doesn't matter. But throw something out there. What do
Where
you
it
think?
crosses the intersection, like in the middle. I don't.
Okay, the middle. Why'd you say the middle? But so intercept means the cross, but it says y-intercept. So why do you think it's going to cross at the middle? It says y-intercept. So where it crosses the what? All right, let me go backwards. Let me go backwards. Let me open this sheet up first. Hold on. Let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Can anybody tell me what point J, what's the ordered pair for point J?
Okay.
4 and 2.
Okay,
Positive 4, positive 2.
so positive 4,
Is that right?
positive 2. Anybody else?
Um,
Okay,
I say the same.
same. Anybody else?
Yes.
So if you said 4-2, you are absolutely, positively wrong.
Ah,
So, so that's why I rewinded here, because we got to
Oh God.
understand what we're looking at. So this is the coordinate plane. So
Because it's
what you
rise
should
over.
see right here is that this
That's
horizontal
the
line
X.
is your
Okay.
x-axis. Everybody understand that?
Okay. All right. Let me write that down. Okay. I gotta remember that.
yeah, though.
That's the X. That's the Y.
This vertical line
That's the Y.
is your y-axis.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That is why they're labeled X and Y. Okay. All right, okay, Mr. Tinsley, that's not too hard. X and Y. But what does that mean? I don't know what that means, X and Y. That's what they're called. So the horizontal axis is called the x-axis. The vertical axis is called the y-axis. That's just their names. Okay? Now,
Mm-hmm.
each point
X and Y, right?
is called an ordered pair.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where you have to, this is where the vocabulary of math is important. What does order mean? When
The
you put
order they
something in
come
order,
in.
what type of order have you put things in?
Right.
Alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order? What else?
Mm-hmm. Numerical order, like
Numerical
one
order. You can go,
numerical order.
when you were little and your teacher lined you up, you went in size order, right? It means to put,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now, in this case, they're talking about alphabetical order, right? So if we talk about X and Y, which letter comes
Mm-hmm.
first?
The X.
Okay, so this is why this ordered pair. This is why X comes first, then Y, because it's ordered. Everybody understand that?
Correct. Okay.
Pair means how many?
Two.
2. So each point has 2 values, a
Right.
X and a Y. Everybody understand that?
Correct.
So if I'm looking at J and I need to find the X first,
X first. Okay.
my
You
X is
want to be
what?
a positive 2.
A positive 2. My Y is what?
Uh, positive 4.
Positive
No,
4.
positive 4. Yeah.
So
Because you
point
go up.
J
Okay.
is 2, comma 4.
4.
Now, hold
I
on,
did
Javette. You
4.
said positive 2 and positive 4. Do I need to show the positive?
Huh?
Do I need to show the positive in front of the 2 and 4?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. So 2, 4, positive 2, comma positive 4, they're all the same thing.
Right.
How about Q? Somebody tell me what's the ordered pair for Q? I can't see you, so I can't even say like this person tried because I can't see anybody. So what? But one whoever's here, what would be the ordered pair for Q?
Okay, so
So it'll be -8.
-8.
Oh gosh, I think it's -8.
Mm-mm.
-6.
-6. So again, it's not difficult. But guess what? This is one of the most missed questions on the GED. Your point, go to your X first, -8, go to your Y, -6.
Oh my goodness, I'm thinking I had to do the X first going across. Oh.
Always X first. No matter where you are
Go
on
to
the
my X
coordinate
first.
plane, go to your X first.
Oh, because the Y is in the middle, so I was
It
going
got
one
nothing
day
to do
back.
with being in the middle.
Oh God.
it's
X
first.
is first, then Y.
Order.
What's an ordered pair? It has nothing to do where you are. Your X first, then your Y. So for example, what's my X? -4. What's my Y? +6.
Oh, I had to go to the actual line first. Okay. I think I
So
got it
that would
now.
be your ordered pair for that point. Now,
Okay.
once you got it, you won't have to draw the lines. You'll just say, okay, 6,
Okay.
3.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So what I'll do is
I think
this is a guaranteed question in your GD. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this worksheet and I'm gonna send it to you with when I send this video out tonight.
okay.
I'm gonna send this worksheet so you can practice. This is a guaranteed problem. All right. So
Okay.
now where was I? Was it this one? Right. All right. So when we talk about, so we know. Okay. So now let's look at this problem here. Because earlier, I forget who asked, I think it was Ann maybe, or Linnell, I forget which one, but said, how do you do this problem, right? So
Mhm.
remember, identify what's given. They gave us an equation. This is slope-intercept form. Y equal mx plus b. This is what you should be doing every time you see a problem like this. You should write it down until you know it like the back of your hand. M is your slope. So in this equation, what's my slope?
Um,
The slope is equal to 5/4.
5/4. Very easy. Whatever's in front of my x is my slope. It's not that hard. But unless you practice enough, see what happens. This is what happens. When I'm going over it here in Monday class, you're saying, oh, that's easy. I understand. And then you go home and you try it yourself and you say, oh my God, I can't remember it. So this is, you need to go back to the video and then you do multiple problems. So my slope is 5/4. So what is my y-intercept? What is my y-intercept?
-2.
-2. So what you have to know is that what is the definition of a y-intercept? Where it crosses the y-axis. So if I know my y-intercept is -2, I know my line is crossing right there. Because that's the definition of a y-intercept. That's my point, my first point. Everybody understand that? My slope is 5/4. What did I just tell you? If you got a graph, we're using rise over run.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is it's telling me my rise is +5. What direction is that?
+5 to the
If my rise is +5,
rise
what direction is that?
is going up.
It's going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
My run
It's
is a
+4
+4. So what direction is that? Left or right?
to the right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So
Mr. Tilly, can you just go back to that Y? You started the y-intercept first.
started the y-intercept first. Why do I start with the y-intercept first? So let me finish the problem out first, and I'll let you answer that question.
Okay.
So I got my first point, was my y-intercept, which is -2. I used my slope, which was 5/4, to get to my second point. So I got to go up 5/4. So I went up 5/4. Now I have my second point. Now what I'm going to do, and how many points do I need for a line? 2. So now, once I have my 2 points, I can connect them. That is my line in red.
Oh, so the 5/4 is one, and then the -2 is the second one.
So -2 is the first point. Then you
Right.
use the slope to get to the second point.
Okay.
So understand, so let me say this. So say my slope was 3/2. And this is my point here, right? So I got to go up 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2. That would be my second point. To get to my third point, 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2. That would be my third point. To get to my next point, 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2. That's what the slope is. It is a constant rate of change. So whatever your slope is, you're going to do the same thing to get to any point on that line.
Right.
Got me?
Got you.
Okay. So, let me show one real quick. Hold on. Let me go back to that sheet. Where was it? Oh my goodness. So much stuff open. Where did I put you that quick? Did I close you up? I might have closed it up. See, I was going too fast. Hold on. Moving it back up. Is it this one? Okay. This wasn't it, but it doesn't matter. So, let's do, watch this. I'm going to show you the beauty of understanding linear equations. Watch this. Watch this. Let me show you something. What I'll do is I'll have you pick a number. Pick a number from 1 to 8. Doesn't matter. Somebody can pick me a number from 1 to 8.
7.
7.
3 and 7. We'll do 3
I
and
was
7.
thinking that number.
We'll do 3 and 7. It's funny because my mom just told me, I just left her house. My mom told me to read this Bible verse 7 times. I said, why you gotta read a Bible verse 7 times? Why can't I just read 1 time? So then she went on this long thing about the number 7. I was like, oh my. Okay, mom, read it 7 times. All right, I'm sorry, I apologize.
It's all right.
All right, watch this. So we're looking at this problem.
Right.
So they could ask, if they give you a line, they could ask you for the equation of the line, they could ask you the slope for this, right? So
Equation of the line or the slope of the line.
Right. So what 2 things do I need for the equation of the line? I need the slope and the y-intercept anyway. So what I'm about to show you is how to figure out the slope in the equation of the line. So first of all, is my slope positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay, I know my slope is negative. My y-intercept is what?
-4.
-4. Now you can write that as an ordered pair to say 0, -4. So understand what the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0 or when it crosses the y-axis. So my y-intercept is -4. Everybody understand that. So you understand how we got this, a negative slope. Everybody understands how we got y-intercept is -4. Does everybody understand those 2 points? Those 2 concepts. Okay. The third thing we need to do is find the slope. Now, how many points do we need to find the slope? 2. So, well, I'm going to use the point of the y-intercept first. Now, I could use this point. I could use this point. I could use this point. But I can't tell what that number is. I can't tell what these numbers are. So I'm not going to use that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a point that has a whole number for my x and y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the first point of -4. Then I'm going to go up this line until I get to a whole number for x and y, which is right there. Everybody understand why I chose that point?
Yes, because it's on the dot on the line.
Perfect. Now, I know to find the slope from a graph, I'm going to use rise over run. So I'm going to use my leftmost point. So to get to my second point, do I have to go up or down?
To the second point, you need to go down.
Down. Count with me.
1, 2.
Okay. So I went down 2. Is that +2 or -2?
-2.
-2. And why it's -2? Because I went down. Does everybody understand that? Okay, perfect. Now, I'm still not done. I got to do my run part of the slope. So what direction do I need to go to get to that second point?
Right.
To the right. Count with me.
1, 2, 3.
So my run is 3. Does everybody understand that? So my slope of this line is what?
-2/3.
-2/3. So I know my slope is -2/3. I know my y-intercept is -4. So to find the equation of this line in slope-intercept form, which is y equal mx plus b, all I'm doing is substituting my m and my b. So y equal, instead of m, I'm putting -2/3. Then I got my x. Instead of b, I'm putting -4. So the equation of this line is y equal -2/3 x minus 4. Wow. And this is why you have to know the intricate details of each concept, right? So first of all, what did we do? Is the slope positive or negative? Okay, that's easy to find out. I know how to do that now, Mr. Tinsley. Okay, I know my coordinate plane is my x and y axis. I know how to find my y-intercept because listen to the definition. Y-intercept. Intercept is cross. Y-intercept. So where my line crosses my y-axis. Oh, that's -4. That's pretty easy. So I already know my equation line is going to be y equal mx minus 4. So anything that doesn't say y equal mx minus 4, I can get rid of in my multiple choice. But I need to be more specific, so I need to get the slope. So now, to find the slope, which should be resonating in your mind, to find the slope of any line, I need at least 2 points. So I'm not going to choose 3. I'm not going to choose 4. I'm going to choose 2 points. Since it's a graph, rise over run. Okay, so I go to my leftmost point. To get to my second point, I need to go down first. So since I'm going down, no, that's negative. I go down 2, -2. To get to my second point, I need to go over to the right because I didn't get there yet. I only went down 2. I didn't get to my second point yet. To get to my second point, I need to go over 3. So -2/3. So that's the entire slope. You need both values to figure out your slope. So my slope is -2/3. My y-intercept is -4. So my equation of the line is y equal -2/3 x minus 4. So this is why, let me go to my review sheet. When you are ready for linear equations, this is why I love this worksheet here. You might look at this worksheet and you might say, oh my God, Mr. Tinsley, is entirely too long. You're going to give me a headache. What I can tell you is that linear equations are going to be from anywhere from 5 to 10 questions on your exam. If you are not ready for linear equations, you will not pass this exam. So, finding the slope from a graph. Finding the slope from equation. We just did it. Let's practice. Number 5. What is the slope of number 5?
-5/4.
What is the y-intercept for number 5?
+3.
Perfect. Now, I want somebody else to try the next one. Number 6. What is the slope of number 6?
1.5, 1/2 1/2.
Hold on. What you forgetting
Wait a
something?
minute. Negative.
Negative 1/2. What is the y-intercept for number 6?
+2.
Positive 2. Someone new for number 7. What is the slope of number 7?
Slope is -3/4.
-3/4. What's the y-intercept?
Is it 1 or 0? No, 0.
Why would you say 1? Do you see +1?
Because I see it just no. I'm like the X, but there's nothing there.
There's
So
I
nothing
was
there.
saying
0.
I was saying 1 in my head too.
So this is why I chose that one, because I already knew people make this mistake. The y-intercept is 0. What that means is that the y-intercept is 0, it's crossing right there.
Okay, the middle.
So then if I wanted to draw this line, if I wanted to graph this line, my y-intercept is 0, I'm going down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam.
Okay.
So
See how
I have a question. So with the slope, right? Would they get like an X alone, like, or
no, so
just
on the GED, they're going to give you something like this. Oh, let's see. See, I don't like the ones they give here. That's why I had to download that other sheet.
like 33? Yes.
They'll give you something like, they'll say we're looking at number 5. And they say A is, no, not number 5. I hate, let me see. Now let's do number 6. Oh, number 6 too easy to hold. Let's do number 7. Let me make this bigger. This is what the GED is going to ask you. I can almost put money on it. Can't tell you for 100% sure, but right. So they're going to give you 4 multiple choice. They're going to say y equal 4, -4 sevenths plus 4. B is y equal 7/4 x minus 4. Y equal y equals 7/2 x plus 4. D is y equal 7/2 x plus 2. Okay. Is the slope of this line positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So I know it can't be A, because the slope of A is what?
Negative.
Negative. So you know it can't be A. What's my y-intercept? Oops. Oh, I saw that wrong. Hold on. I made a mistake. Hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. See what happens? See what happens when you try to make stuff up yourself? So we know it can't be A because our slope is positive, and A, the slope is -4/7. So we know it can't be A. What's my y-intercept?
-5.
-5?
No, negative. No.
Where does it cross the y-axis?
So it's crossing the X here. Oh,
all the way to the top of
What
Y.
is it? Where does it cross the y-axis? At what number?
Is it 5?
It's 5. Okay. If you didn't know, a lot of times, if you notice, the scale of the x-axis is in ones, right? The scale of the y-axis is in ones, in units, right? But they don't show them to you. That's 1, that's 3, that's 5. You got to recognize the tick marks and know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here the y-intercept is 5. So that means my equation is going to end in +5. Can't be B, can't be D. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our rise is +7. 1, 2. My rise is +2. My slope.
Oh.
Let me go back. Because this black is just not doing me any justice. I'm gonna change back to red. Okay. When I notice that my y-intercept is +5, where it crosses the y-axis, I know it can't be B because my y-intercept here is -5. I know it can't be D because my y-intercept is +2. So I know it can't be D. I know it can't be B. The only option I have left is y equals 7/2 x. Well, let's try it. Let's make sure. Let's check our work. Our slope is rise over run. So I'm going to start with my leftmost point. Do you have to start with the leftmost point? You don't. I'm going to choose this point here. Why?
Why
Because
did you choose that point?
Because if I look at the x, it's at -2. If I look at the y, it's at -2. When I choose that point, I see whole numbers.
Okay.
In this point, right? So those are the 2 points I choose. Now let's figure out how to figure it. So I'm starting with my leftmost point. Rise means I'm going up or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My rise is 7. Everybody understand that? My run is to the right. How many do I need to go to the right? 1, 2. So my run is 2. So that means my slope is 7/2. So in this question, if they would have asked you for the slope, you would have said 7/2. If they asked you for the equation of the line, it would be y equal 7/2 x plus 5. And again, let me go back because I can't see that either. So let me make that a little thicker. Let me make my line a little thicker. Y equal 7/2 x plus 5. That would be my equation of the line. So when what they're going to do is they're going to give you a line. And they're going to ask what equation is. Or they're going to give you an equation and ask you what line, what graph corresponds to that equation. First thing you're going to look at, is it positive or negative? I'm giving you the roadmap. So for example, watch this. Let me save this and let me clear this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's look at these 4 right here, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? And I'm going to say, let's see. Okay. So I have an equation, y equal 7/4 x plus 4. Okay. Is this slope positive? So with this equation, is my slope positive or negative?
Positive.
So that doesn't get rid of any of these because these are all positive. 5, 6, 7, 8 are all positive, correct?
Right.
So I can't eliminate any of them. What's my y? What's my slope?
7/4.
7/4. What's my y-intercept?
+4.
Which of these graphs have a y-intercept of 4?
Number 8.
Number 8. Y-intercept here is +5. Y-intercept here is 0. Y-intercept here is +5. So I just eliminated 3 of these without finding the equation of the line yet. But since, right, I didn't find the slope of this line yet. All I looked at was it positive or negative. On your GED exam, just identifying if it's positive or negative is going to get rid of 2 of them. Then you look at your y-intercept. That's going to get rid of the 3rd one.
Okay? You make it so easy.
But again, this is what you do every single time. So when you have a review sheet like this, or not this one, this is why I have this review sheet here. Because first of all, I'm going to give you every which way for you to have conceptual understanding and enough rigor, enough practice for you to understand it. So we found positive, negative, positive, negative. We know right away. Right away if it's positive or negative. That gets rid of 2. That's, okay? Rise over run is going to give you my slope. I did slope from an equation. This is a slope from 2 points. Hold on, I thought we just did slope from 2 points, Mrs. Tinsley. We did, but those were on a graph. If they give you 2 ordered pairs, if they give you 2 points using this formula, what we just did last week, and you just filling them in. Y2, 15, minus Y1, which is 14.
Yeah, that's why
X2 is 17, minus X1, which is minus 20. 15 minus 14 is 1. 2 negatives make a positive. 17 plus 20. So the slope of this line for number 11 will be 1 over 37. Now, what I would say is, yes, do it by hand. Understand how we did it, but learn how to use that calculator to figure out that problem. The next problem, okay? Parallel and perpendicular. We'll go over that later. But watch this. Now, what you should be able to do is identify. So let me increase the size of this. Time. It's already 7 o'clock. Wow. Let me increase the size of it so we can see it clearly. And I'm gonna go step by step how to graph this line. Hold on, Mr. Tinsley. I thought you said they're not gonna make you graph a line. You don't, but you need to understand how to graph a line. So if they give you a graph, you know how to figure the equation line. But watch this. What's the slope of number 17?
The slope is 4 over 5.
4 over 5. What's the y-intercept for number 17?
Positive 2.
Now, if you notice, I wrote it down. I wrote M equal 4/5. I wrote B equal plus 2. So in my mind, I keep telling myself M is the variable for slope. B is this variable for y-intercept. So I say it. Okay, y equal 4/5 x plus 2. That's slope-intercept form. My slope is 4/5. My y-intercept is plus 2. If I need to graph this, my y-intercept is plus 2. So I'm going to write my first point, plus 2. I'm going to use my slope, which is 4 over 5. So I need to go up 4 first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got my second point. Now, how do I get my line? I connect those 2 points. Boop. I just graph my line. That easy. That's how you graph an equation of line. That easy. Take the equation, find the slope, find the y-intercept, put the point for the y-intercept, use the slope to get to the second point. You should be able to now graph, I don't care what equation they give you. So what you're going to do is, again, I'm gonna add this worksheet to the when I send it out tonight. But again, you should be able to identify the slope and y-intercept of each of these. Now, let's look at this. Will I have this on the GED? No, you won't. You might have it on the task. You might have it on the high set. Mr. Tinsley, I've never seen this problem. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. You never went over this in GED Math Mondays. I didn't see it in your book. I didn't go over it in class. Oh my God, I don't know how to do it. I hate myself. I can't do it. I'm dumb. No, that's not what you do. That's called defeating yourself. What you do is go by what you know. I know what the y-intercept is. So y-intercept means where my line crosses the y-axis at -2. So what do I think the x-intercept is? If my y-intercept is where my line crosses my y-axis, what do you think the x-intercept is? Can somebody tell me? Take a wild guess. Listen to the definition. Y-intercept. Where my line crosses the y-axis. What do you think the x-intercept is?
Where's the x's at, you say?
What's the x-intercept? What do you think the x-intercept is? If my y-intercept is where my line crosses the y-axis, remember, this is my y-axis. If you don't know, label it. Every time you come to a graph, you don't know x and y. So if my y, why you say 0?
Because that's where the x is at, from the -2. No.
So what you're trying to do is, you're not going by what you know. Since you don't know, you're guessing.
Okay.
What I want you to do is go by what you know. So the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So my x-intercept is where my line crosses the x-axis. That's my 2 points. I draw my line. But most people, when they see something like this, they go through that self-defeat. Go by what you know. If you understand that the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, you should be able to figure out that the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. That's not a stretch. That's not difficult. How many points do I need to draw a line? 2. I got my 2. Draw my line.
I'm thinking about on the line, not crossing. I gotta remember.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it is on the line, but it's where it crosses. Like, for example, let me scroll down again. Let me do another one. Number 24. My y-intercept is 4. It's directly on the y-axis. My x-intercept is 5. It's directly on the x-axis. But when I connect my 2 points to draw a line, now you should see this is where your line crosses the x and y axis. You see it now?
Right.
You don't have a line until you have your 2 points and you draw your line going through those 2 points.
Okay.
Got me? So
Excellent.
the thing you said is right. It is directly on the x and y axis. But those are 2 points that's supposed to be on that line. So you got to draw your line to connect those 2 points. Got me?
Okay.
All right. Real quick before we leave, I just want to ask you something real quick. So it's 3 people here. I want you to answer the question for me. I want you to give me an equation line. Number 39, the slope is -10. The y-intercept is -5. Can somebody tell me the equation line?
Slope is 10.
If the slope is -10 and the y-intercept is -5, can somebody tell me the equation of the line for 39?
Equation of the line. Is it so it's -10?
What slope intercept form?
Slope intercept form.
From what? From -5?
What is the slope intercept form of a linear equation?
So it's supposed to be y equals -10?
No, tell me what the slope intercept form is first.
Oh, and y equals rise over run?
Nope.
Or mx plus b. Mx plus b.
So that's the first. Remember I told you about vocabulary. Slope intercept form is y equal mx plus b. You must know that. Y equal mx plus b. So when I look at 39, what's my slope?
Slope is -10.
-10. What's my y-intercept?
-5.
Negative what?
5.
-5. So if I know my slope is -10, if I know my m is -10, I know my b is -5, and I'm going to plug these in to this slope intercept form, what's going to be my equation of line?
-10.
You can start from the beginning.
Oh.
Y equals -5.
Y equal
M. Wait a minute. Y equal -10.
10 plus
10 what?
-5.
10 what?
X
10x
10x
minus 5.
5. Oh my
So
gosh.
the equation. So if you didn't know that before tonight, what you should be connecting the dots now. What you should be understanding is, first of all, my slope intercept form is y equal mx plus b. My M is my slope. My B is my y-intercept. Once you know those things, you should easily be able to get to the equation in line. Now, I told you these things. Number 39
Right.
tells you what slope is. It tells you what the y-intercept is. It wants to know, can you write an equation in line? So for number 41, what would be the equation in line? Number 41.
Y equals -5/4 times 5.
Negative 5/4 what?
Oh, no. Is it +5?
Negative
No, is it?
5/4 what?
X.
The 5
X.
I thought that's what I said. Times
You
4.
said
Five.
times is not, X does not, listen, when you're in
Oh.
algebra, X no longer stands for multiplication.
Okay, okay.
Multiplication is 5.4.
Okay.
5, 4. 5 in parentheses 4. 5x is 5 times x.
Okay.
5x, 5 parentheses x. The x will no longer, is not multiplication anymore,
It's not
is a
multiplication.
variable.
It's a
So it's
variable.
not, these two variables, x and y, come from the coordinate plane, x and y. So it's y equal -5/4 x. What's my
X.
y-intercept?
5. +5.
+5 or +5. Okay. So number 40, what's the equation line?
Y equals -9/5. X -4.
Easy. These things are
Okay.
not difficult. What you have to do is connect
I'm
these
wording myself
concepts
wrong.
together. And you got to keep saying the vocabulary. You got to
Yeah.
keep saying the terminology. You got to keep saying slope intercept form. You got to keep writing it down. You got to keep saying it. You got to keep writing it. You got to keep doing it till you know it like the back of your hand.
I have a question. So when they ask for equation of the line, so they're asking for mx plus b. Y is equal to, okay, got it.
Oh, on everything. So for example, let me see if I can find one more and then we're going to go. Let me see. Let me see if I can find an equation line on this practice. I don't know if they have any. Let me see. Okay. This is kind of sort of. See how they asking for the equation line? So right here, when they're asking for the equation line, that's telling me I knew two things. So first of all, if they're asking for the equation line, you need y equal mx plus b. You need to know m is your slope, b is my y-intercept. Hold on, Mr. Tinsey. We didn't do anything like this. What are you talking about? Yes, we did. Remember I said you got to connect the concepts together. So you have 2 points. So first, I need two things to find the equation of line. I need my slope and I need my y-intercept. Okay, well, since I got 2 points, I know how to find the slope from 2 points. We did this. This is not a graph. This is 2 points. I know how to figure out the slope from 2 points. My y2 is what?
Y2 is -3.
Nope. Okay, so let's
Oh,
go. So let's go slow again. So remember, each point is an ordered pair, x comma y. X is first.
oh, that's right. X is the -3. And Y, I mean, yes, Y in the next number 2. And the
This is
next
what we
one.
did last week. Again,
Right, right.
you gotta watch those videos. You gotta understand the
One Y,
concepts
one,
before we
right.
move on. So now you identify your points. This is my first point, x1 and y1. This is my second point. I'm gonna call that x2 and y2. What is my y2?
6.
What's y2?
Y2 is a +6.
+6.
No.
Minus. What's y1?
-2.
-2. What is x2?
1.
1. Minus. What is x1?
-3.
-3. Two negatives make a what?
Positive.
What's 6 plus 2?
8.
What's 1 plus 3?
4.
What's 8 over 4 reduced to?
2 over 1.
Which reduces to what?
2.
2. So I know the slope of my line is 2. Let's look at A. What's the slope of the first one?
2.
What's the slope of the second one?
-2.
What's the slope of the third one?
Half.
What's the
1
slope of
over
the fourth one?
a half.
So if I'm looking for the slope of 2, which option is that?
It's
The first one.
There you go. No more
so
work. You're done.
so the +4, it doesn't matter, right? Because we're looking for the slope, right?
Right.
Okay.
So no. So you're saying the +4 doesn't matter. That's a wonderful question. We didn't have to figure out what the y-intercept was. Why? Because we need 2 things we need for the equation line. We do need the slope. We do need the y-intercept. But when we figured out the slope was 2, there's only one option there where the slope is 2. So there's no reason to find out what the y-intercept is. We don't need to go any further. We could, but why? If we know the slope is 2, and that's why I asked you the slope of each equation first, because now you should be able to look at an equation and figure out what the slope is. So we said slope is 2, slope is -2, slope is a half, slope is 1/2. So most people, when they see the same 2 similar answers, they think it's one of those, and they're going to pick one of those. We already figured out what the slope was. It's 2. So we got to find which equation here has a slope of 2. Done. Now I'll show you next week how you find the y-intercept. But for this, what I need you to understand is that linear equations are going to be 5 to 10 questions on your exam. You need to be able to do the following. And it's not even a question. You must. You need to be able to find the slope from 2 points. You need to be able to find a slope from a graph. You need to be able to find a slope from an equation. There's two forms of equation you need to be familiar with. One is slope-intercept form, and that's y equal mx plus b. In standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. And then you need to be able to find a slope from a table. We didn't do that one yet. We did, but I'll show you again. So right away, that's 4 questions that you're going to see. What you also need to be able to do, I'm going to change the color blue, is find the equation of a line. From 2 points. From a graph. From a table. Now, we didn't go over parallel and perpendicular, but right here, from the concepts that we did last week and this week, what is the location of a point on the coordinate plane? Guaranteed. What's the slope of a line from 2 points? Guaranteed. What's the equation of a line? Slope and y-intercept. And what's the slope from a table? We test on table, but I'll go in that to more detail, but I'll connect it right now really quick. If I have a table.
I remember this.
Right, that's a table, right? How many points do I have in this table?
How many points you said?
How many points do I have in this table?
6. 6 points?
Nope. What does a point consist of?
X and Y?
X and
so
Y.
it's 3 points.
So it's 3 points. So this is the same as 0, 3. This is the same as 1, 5. This is the same as 2, 7. Now, I just showed you how to find an equation from 2 points. Well, you just take that table and you grab the points. So 5 minus 3 over 1 minus 0, 2 over 1. My slope of that table is 2. So even though they seem like different problems, they're the same exact problems. Give you a table, use those take the points from that table, figure out your slope. It's not hard. Again, linear equations is the most important. Well, what I would say is the first 5 linear equations are the 2 most important sections on the GED. That's anywhere from 5 to 15 questions on your exam. First 5 in linear equation. If you are going to spend time studying, make sure you understand linear equations. Okay? I can't stress it enough. If you look at your practice test, or if you look at your most recent test, count how many are from the first 5 and what you got wrong for linear equations, and see your score, and you tell me what areas you should be working on right now. If you scored 140 or above, those 2 sections are you probably missed 5 to 6 questions. So if you focus on those areas, you can go past your test. This is what I know, not what I think. I have looked at I've looked at least 1,000 GED ready tests. Most people fail, first of all, because they don't finish. Second, when we talk about concepts, the first 5 in linear equations. So I want you to go home, make sure you understand how to find the slope from 2 points, the slope from a graph, the slope from equation. We focus on slope-intercept form. So right now, by next week, you should be able to find the slope from 2 points, the slope from a graph, and the slope given slope-intercept form. You should be working on those until you got those down. Next week, we'll go over standard form and how to find a slope from a table. And then you should be good on slope. That means, hold on, so you telling me I can increase my score by 5 or 6 questions just from slope and the coordinate plane? Yes. So I'll see you next week. We're going to go over standard form. We're going to go how to find a slope from a table. And then we're going to do some more practice finding the equation of a line. All right?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tinsley.
Everyone have a good night. Sorry I went so far over since it's almost 7:30. I apologize for that.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Y'all have a wonderful evening.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.